What's up guys, and welcome back to another video, and today I'll be reacting to my Premier League predictions for this season. Please enjoy. Starting off with Fulham, I predicted Fulham to finish 20th place, but they finished 18th, so it's not a bad prediction, but I could have predicted them to finish 18th. But like Fulham, they play pretty football, and I'm very happy they came up the Premier League. They have some games where they're really good defensively. The player who impressed me the most is definitely Ariola. He saved a lot of shots for Fulham, and hopefully Fulham could get back to the Premier League soon. And I wish them good luck. West Brom, I got them bang on. I mean, West Brom, there's nothing really special to say. I mean, there hasn't been a memorable moment of West Brom, but they beat Chelsea. I think they are beaten against Chelsea, so that's a very good thing, maybe. Well, yeah, even Big Sam couldn't keep them up in the Premier League, so West Brom, unlucky. Next, I got Aston Villa up at 18th place, but they finished 11th, which was 7th place higher than my predicted position. This wasn't my worst prediction, but I'm not that happy with this prediction. To be fair, I saw some other YouTubers, they predicted Aston Villa to get relegated. Actually most of them predicted them to finish in the bottom 4 or 5, so I'm not that sad, but Aston Villa, to be fair, they did very well this season, and I made that prediction video before they signed Oli Watkins and Martinez. Martinez has been so good this season. He basically single-handedly saved Aston Villa. He basically carried them into freaking 11th place, which is very impressive. Hopefully, Aston Villa, they could keep the squad. If they can keep the squad, they could play. They could be a top half side. And next up, I have Newcastle. They finished 12th, but at the beginning of the season, they were playing really poorly, and it seems like they're gonna finish in 17th. But until Callum Wilson, he scored quite a few goals, and also Joe Willock. Joe Willock, he's on loan from Arsenal. He scored 7 goals in 7 games in a row in the Premier League, which is actually insane. And he's just 21. Think of what he could do in Arsenal. Just think about it. And Joe Willock is a pretty good player, but I don't think he'll be as good as other people think he'll be. But Newcastle aren't that far off from Burnley, who are in 17th, so I'm not that sad about this prediction as well. And then I predicted Crystal Palace to finish 16th place, which is actually very close to the actual finish of 14th place. Crystal Palace, they're a very interesting team. I think the only reason why they're staying up is because of Roy Hodgson. Like, the players aren't that good. Even Saha and Eze, like, they are not good. Like, they're not like top quality players, but Roy somehow managed to keep them up in the Premier League every single time. So fair play to Roy Hodgson, and hopefully he'll have a good retirement. And Brighton, I got nothing to say about them. They finished in 16th place, so that was a pretty close prediction as well. They play good football, but they can't finish. If you can't finish, it's a huge problem in the Premier League. Like, if you don't take your chances, like, there's no point in even creating them in the first place. So Brighton, they need a better striker, I think. Morpay has been inconsistent, very inconsistent, and Welbeck has been pretty injury prone this season as well. So yeah, good luck Brighton. West Ham, wow. They have Lingardinho and their team single-handedly carrying them to 6th place. What a legend Lingardinho is. Jokes aside, West Ham, they played very well under David Moyes. Like, David Moyes have made them so defensively solid, and they're one of the best counter-attacking sides in the Premier League. With Antonio playing very well, Suchek playing well, Declan Rice played very well this season as well. And also they have Kufal, and Cresswell also had lots of assists from corners. So yeah, West Ham, they're a pretty decent team, and I reckon they could challenge for top 6 again, top 8 again maybe next season if they can keep the squad. And then it's Burnley, 17th. Burnley, there's nothing really special about them. It's just that they are not willing to invest the money they earn from the TV revenue. That's why they're struggling. Sean Dyche saved the team so much because I don't think even one of the Burnley players are actually Premier League quality, except for McNeil and Chris Wood and Nick Pope. Just those three. Others are all maybe Championship, League 2, League 3, National League quality. Like their players are just not very good, and yeah. So I reckon they could get relegated next season, but we'll see. Leeds they finished 12th. I mean, fair play to Leeds. Fair play to Bielsa in particular. They have pretty good players, but I'm not a big fan of Bamford because he didn't do well in the championship and just wasted every single chance the players created for him. But this season Bamford has been pretty good, and yeah, fair play to Bielsa because I didn't really have any hope for Bamford on Leeds because of Bamford. If Leeson, I thought that if Leeson signed striker, they would very struggle. They'll struggle in Premier League. But Bamford, he proved me wrong. So fair play to Leeds. Sheffield United, a team that defied all expectations. I'm surprised of how terrible they were. They finished last place in the Premier League, and last season they finished 10th. I mean, what's wrong with Sheffield United? I don't know what's wrong. Maybe the players are not good enough. On the board, they not willing to back Chris Wilder. But Chris Wilder, he recently has been pretty greedy for money. So I completely lost all my respect for Chris Wilder. But Sheffield United, they shouldn't be finishing in 20th. I mean, they don't have Dean Henderson, but Ramsdale is also a pretty decent goalkeeper. I'm pretty sure most of the players just have a bad season, including new signing Vandenberg. So, yeah, see you in the Championship, Sheffield United. Next up we got Southampton. They finished in 15th place, which was pretty surprising considering they were on super hot form since the last season. They started the season pretty well and they were first for I think 1 or 2 game weeks, but they completely dropped off the cliff. Danny Ings isn't scoring consistently. Trey Adams haven't been scoring as well, and the squad just looked very tired, and they just maybe it's fatigue, maybe it's motivation. I don't know. Southampton aren't the same team since the last season, but I have faith in Hasenhüttl. Hopefully, Southampton will give him one more chance, because last season they were in 19th place, but they won so many matches in a row and they finished 10th in literally 10 games or something. And even though they lost 9-0 to Leicester City, so that's very impressive. Everton, they finished in 10th place, which is quite surprising to some. Some people thought that Everton was going to win the league in October due to their unexpectedly good form. But I was clever enough to see past that, and I just know they can't finish in the top 6. It's not because of the players, it's not because of Carlo Ancelotti, but it's more because they're Everton and James Rodriguez, Calvert-Lewin, and a few other players are very inconsistent. Let's just see, I don't even know where to start, man. How did they finish in 5th place? They could have finished in 2nd or 3rd if they didn't bottle it in the final few days of the season. I mean, if they just won Tottenham, they would have been in the Champions League. I mean, Leicester City, they're just allergic to the Champions League. Leicester City, they have been in the top 4 for 240 something days. That's even more than Man City. I mean, that's actually crazy how much they don't want to play in the Champions League, and it's they definitely deserve it more than Chelsea and Liverpool combined. So I'm just not happy about Leicester City, but they definitely play well, but I'm not happy for sure. Next up we got Tottenham. I got them bang on at 7th place. Jose Mourinho, because of him, people hyping up Tottenham in the earlier stages of the season as well, and they also thought, lots of people thought Tottenham could win the league. Lots of people thought that. I mean, what are they gonna think about now? They would most of them won't even remember that they thought that Tottenham would win the league because it's such stupid football fans. I mean, Tottenham, even though they have Jose Mourinho, the squad is not good at all, and players like they eventually get bored of playing this very defensively boring football, and not surprisingly, Harry Kane finally wants to leave Tottenham. So hopefully Man City can buy him. If Man City buys Harry Kane, they'll become one of the best teams in Europe, even better than Bayern. Wolverhampton Wanderers. They finished in 13th. They have so many problems this season. I don't even know where to start. Jimenez getting injured. Fabio Silva taking his time in the Premier League. Doherty got sold. Jota got sold. So basically the three of the most important players are gone. And also, like Nelson Semedo has been a big flop. I don't know what's going on in Wolves. And even Nuno wants to leave. Nuno the legend. He wants to leave the club. I can't believe it. Nuno has done so much for Wolves. I just don't want him to leave, but yeah, 13th place is not very good. Just hopefully Wolves could stay up next season after Nuno left. Because I really like Wolves and I don't want them to go to the championship. Arsenal. Arsenal are the 4th best team in London. They couldn't even. They're just not good. Arsenal is just not a good team. I mean, they have Aubameyang, but he completely forgot how to score. And they have Smith Rowe. They have Saka. They have Odegaard. They have the best striker pair in the world of Lacazette and Alba, and they still couldn't finish in the top 6. I just don't understand what's going on in Arsenal. I mean, Arteta, he should stay because I don't know which manager could save them. Like, I think Arteta is actually a pretty good manager, but Arsenal, I don't think they could do well in the coming years. Maybe they'll linger in the top 4, but not nowhere near the champions. No, they're not even close to Liverpool, not close to Man City. They're not. The squad is the worst out of the big 6 teams, and I just hope they get relegated to the National League. Manchester United, they finished second place. I'm not that surprised. I mean, they have a pretty good season defensively. Maguire has really stepped up. Shaw has really stepped up. Shaw just decided to play well after Manchester United bought a new left back. I mean, why weren't you playing that well in the seasons before? And Manchester United, they're an interesting team because the squad is not nowhere near as good as the Man City's. They don't have a good defensive midfielder. They don't have a good right winger. Maybe Greenwood as an inside forward, but I'm not sure about that. I mean, Manchester United, there are areas that you can definitely improve the squad, but they are a pretty decent team, and I think this season they definitely deserve to finish second place. Which is so actually Manchester United, they have a pretty good season, but they decided to bottle 2 finals. Get wrecked, Manchester United. You suck. Chelsea, they finished in 4th. They could have finished in 3rd, which will make my prediction look better, but they decided to finish 4th and losing to Aston Villa at the final game of the season. I mean, Chelsea, they don't deserve to be in the top 6. I mean, top 4. They do not deserve to be in top. Leicester deserve it way more than Chelsea. And Chelsea, they're just another Man City. I don't know why Chelsea fans are so proud of themselves. Chelsea is literally an older version of Man City. I just don't like Chelsea at all. But Chelsea, they made so many signings, but the signings, most of them, they didn't play well. I think the best signing they had was Thiago Silva, and I'm just pretty disappointed in their season, and I also don't want them to finish anywhere near. I want them to finish below Leicester City next season. Man City, I kind of regret not predicting them to finish first. I mean, the squad depth is way better than Liverpool. Liverpool, they have been relying on the front 3. They basically played almost every single game. Firmino, Salah, and Mane. Also the center backs, Van Dijk and Gomez, basically has played every single game as well. So Liverpool, the squad depth is not very good. Man City won because they have squad depth, and Liverpool, they had 2 injuries, and actually they had 4 or 5 injuries, long-term injuries, mostly at center back. So Liverpool have been pretty unlucky this season, but they managed to come back in third after having a bad spell in the Premier League. So fair play Liverpool finishing third. And Man City, well played. You should have finished in second to make my prediction look better, but it's fine. Man City, they definitely deserve to win the Premier League. But Ruben Diaz, I just want to talk a bit about him. He is such a good centre back. He completely transformed Man City after he came. Like after he came, Man City was so good. Man City was in like mid-table at the beginning of the season. And then Ruben Diaz started to play, and the Man City just kept like 15 clean sheets in a row or something. That was actually insane. Chelsea have kept a lot of clean sheets as well, but Man City's form of that time, like especially Gundogan and Diaz, they have just been popping off. So well played to Man City. Fair play to Man City. Overall, I wouldn't say my predictions are bad, but they definitely weren't good. I would say they were meh, below average predictions. Because last season, I think I did better than this season. But yeah, football is weird. Unexpected things happen, so I guess I'll accept having 66 points, which is not bad at all. Next up, we're gonna look at Marconi's and Thomas's predictions for the Premier League as well, and let's see how well I did against them. And spoilers, I'm not the first. Well, let's talk about Marconi's prediction first. I mean, he predicted the top three pretty well. He also got the bottom 6 teams pretty close. But the one thing that really cost Marconi was predicting that West Ham would get relegated. That's not a very good prediction from Marconi. If he predicted West Ham and anywhere else, he would have at least been drawing or beating me. But yeah, Marconi, get wrecked. Thomas is the definition of being lucky. I mean, he doesn't know that much about football, but he got Burnley correct. He got Crystal Palace correct. He got Arsenal and Tottenham bang on. I mean, how lucky Thomas could possibly get? I mean, it's not only to do with luck. Thomas does not know a little bit about football, but I mean, like his worst prediction is also West Ham and also Wolves. Fair play to Thomas though. 56 is very good. 56 points is a very good point. So yeah. So Thomas, you won. Congratulations. Not only did Thomas beat us, but he also beat so many YouTubers. He's literally tied in first place with Spencer Owen. I mean, that's just incredible, Thomas. How have you done this? How are you so lucky? Fair play, Thomas. I mean, huge respect for Thomas. And around Thomas went and Marconi went, so yeah, get right to Marconi.